Today I'm gonna build two motorbike related minifigure habitats. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm here with two very cool LEGO minifigures. This is the Daredevil, that is a minifigure from the CMF Series 7, very cool with the helmet as well. And this is the motorcycle mechanic from the CMF Series 10. I usually build habitats for minifigure from the same series, but I thought for today we can build something that kind in the same theme. So because these are motorbike related, you can see now a little bit of footage from my members only vlog. I try to take out all the different types of motorbikes that I have in my inventory and see which one fits. So for example, I remove the one that are a bit more sports kind of car, like the bigger ones, and I kept some that might fit into this one. Now, the first one I built was the one for the Daredevil, which is a very, very cool minifigure. And this was a little bit tricky because I decided that this would be his motorbike. This is actually a police motorbike, but I think the color scheme, since it's blue, it works. And also he has a star here at the front, and he also has this star design on his helmet and on his body. So I thought this for sure will work. Now, what I want to do, because this is actually already pretty sizable, it's like the size of the whole habitat, is 8 by 8. I need to create some sort of ramp because I want him to make some sort of stunt, so maybe jumping off a ramp or something. There are some ramp pieces in the LEGO inventory, not in my own. So the only thing I came up with is using some inverted, some regular arches that I inverted like so. So over here I added these pins that can go into this one so that I can have the connection and line these up with the end of the habitat. Then of course on this side it will extend quite a bit. So it's coming off, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 studs. Okay. Here I added a smooth surface. So ideally we are gonna have our Daredevil. Now I haven't connected yet. Coming down here and then go and jump into something. So on the background, I want to create some sort of kind of banner with some sort of decoration and stripes that I saw in some of the images. I was looking at what's his name, Evil Knievel images of stunts. So we have this kind of ribbon in blue, in red, in white. I built sideways, and then I also added a longer stripe in red at the top, connected sideways. So I have a little bit of a background. So this turned out to be actually a quite simple build. Over here I want to have some stairs. So again, I built something here sideways that I can easily connect over there. So we have access to this point where I'm going to add another character that is going to be a videographer. So of course, if here we are doing this stunt, we need somebody to film the whole thing. To add a little bit of color, I'm gonna add some accessory, one over here. It doesn't really mean anything, but I thought just to add a little bit of color to break all this gray. And then I thought I add a fire extinguisher. It's gonna be here at the back, so it's not gonna be really seen much, but it's there. I mean, that something makes sense. Then I wanted to add some like kind of circle of fire where the stunt would happen. But again, I don't have the right pieces. So here I have a lot of very illegal techniques, and this is the structure I came up with. So I'm using these angle studs here to pose minifigure. I'm using some clips and all these round trans orange parts and some like power blast to create this sort of a ring of fire. It's more like an egg, but it kind of works. So here then I have two possibility to pose this minifigure. I could have him standing in the middle, so going in the middle of his stand, or I can have him in a more dynamic pose. So you can see I have a stud over there, and over here on the bike I extended this with another of these angle studs. So we can have him in a sort of kind of flying position of his bike, something like that. And then I can connect this angle stud over there, so we can have him actually jumping off the fire. It's a little bit of an unconventional habitat, and structure-wise is quite simple with not so many details. But I was actually quite struggling to find some type of stunt that I can fit into an habitat for this very cool minifigure. But at the end, I'm fairly happy. I think it kind of worked. Now let's move this to the side and let's see what actually I did for the mechanic. Another very cool minifigure. I want to show off this arm tattoo over here. So let's see what I have over here. So here we are going to build an actual garage, a mechanic. We have this, I think this light aqua floor, and I need to extend it a little bit further over here. Later you will see why. Here I have an area where let's assume there's going to be this table coming off. I think this is supposed to be like flat on the floor and then coming up so you can raise the bike so that you can work on it. Something like that. But it's not going to be connected. Again, probably there is a better way to do this. But again, this week I didn't have much time to build, but we make it work. For the walls, I decided to go with white masonry so I can have a little bit of texture. Here we have some sort of, it could be some air conditioning or some sort of ventilation inside this workshop. And then I have this service sign that I want to insert a little bit using some headlight bricks, like so. So this is going to be connected like that. And then, because now this is not going to align, there is like a half gap over here. I need to use some brackets to fill up that gap, like so. So now the wall is all closed, and I can also add here some decoration. In this case, is just some sort of map of the city maybe, or something of that sort. On the other side, I have the same wall, and I added a window in the back. It's always good in this habitat to add windows to get a little bit more lights in and also a little bit of extra texture. And then I'm going to add the octane sign here at the bottom. Okay? For now, pretty straightforward. At the back here, I want to add some sort of shelf. I decided to go with black. I'm using some brackets over here and some long tiles. Here I added a radio, some kind of box, a toolbox, and some other accessories or liquid of some sort. This is going to connect with one stud at the bottom. And I have my backdrop with the window at the back that I think add a nice depth to this. Now over there I have a little bit of space because I wanted to add this. So this is supposed to be, now I don't know the technicality of this. I think it's the part where you keep the petrol, the oil, which is usually in this part of the motorbike, okay? Makes sense, right? So to find a connection here, I have to use this part with studs on two sides. So I basically have to build a little table around this part that then I decide to put over here on the side, because the bike will be worked on the table. So we have the table over here and we have the bike, the body of the bike that has been worked on over here. Okay, so the rest need to be somewhere on the side. Then of course I wanted to add some additional accessories. So for example, I have this here that I'm not too sure what exactly it's supposed to be, but I think this part always fits well into a mechanic workshop. And also I decided to extend here with a little ramp to enter into the garage, because I have this very nice printed slope with these yellow lines on the side that I think is quite cool and create a very nice effect to enter into this garage. Then the other accessories that I decided to add is this little container here with a little bit of oil spill and a bucket. I think they always work. Then I thought I can add, to cover that gray over there, one wheel, because again we say that the bike has been worked on, and then we need to have the other accessories, the other parts on the side somewhere. And then I can just add the mechanic over here working on the bike, showing off his tattoo. So I think this is definitely a success. I'm still not too sure about this one, but you can let me know in the comments what do you think about this, and eventually if you have any other idea on how I could have built an habitat around this cool minifigure. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you want to see more like motor related habitat, I have one habitat for the little F1 collectible, I mean not minifigure, collectibles, and I also have a series of 3 racing related habitats that if you like this one, you probably will like those as well. So again, thank you very much for watching. Please consider to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Ciao, ciao.